Cool. Well, hello. Oh, let me get my little stage all set up here. Let's rotate around. Let's see. Hello. How are you today? I am Heather Walpole, and I am the owner here of UU Yarns. Welcome to my little home studio. This is like my working studio. You'll see it shift and change from week to week. Anyway, oh, it looks like somebody has dropped into the chat. Hello. Oh, the unapologetic knitter. Yay. Hi, Megan. So yes, welcome. The studio's a little kind of crazy. I've been rearranging lately. I don't know, a little spring cleaning fever. So if you don't know me, my name is Heather Walpole, and yes, as I said, I am the owner here of UU Yarns. We have lots of pretty merino wool yarns. You can see this is a whole bag of our worsted weight yarn ready to ship to a yarn store or whatever the case may be. We also sell on our website. So I'm happy people are dropping in. I am thrilled. So if you'd like to say hello in the chat, hopefully you can find the chat box a little more easily here and say hello. Let me know where you're tuning in from. I am in Oceanside, California, which is near San Diego, so pretty far south in California. And it's a very foggy, overcast day here. I live not far from the ocean, and we get like this, it's called a marine layer, and we just get this like wall of fog that sits over us sometimes, which is nice in a hot summer, but it's just making it cold here, and which I'm ready for some springtime. A little warm sun would be nice. So anyway, I see some more people dropping in. Be sure to let me know where you're tuning in from in the chat. That would be awesome. I thought we could talk a little bit about UU Yarns and how I got started. It's just, sorry, I got I got a little off track there. This is my yarn company that I legit I branded. I went to a mill and had this yarn developed just for my brand. It is a really nice, bouncy, superwash merino wool yarn, and it comes in a gorgeous, like really bright, solid colors that are really true and stay nice and bright. Here's a selection of them. This is our fingering weight yarn, which you can see lots of really fun colors. This vanilla is a little squashy down here, but we have pinks, dark reds, nice gold. This is the aqua that I'm holding over here. Nice rich greens, sapphire, purples, wheat, a gray, nice black. Oh, I don't have silver in here. Oops. Who knows what happens? Oh, we got some people dropping in. Laura Simpson. Hi from Danville, California, near San Francisco. Nice to meet you, Laura. And Verna. Pomona, that's not far. We, I don't know, are there any good yarn stores up in Pomona right now? There used to be over in, we used to have Colors up that way. Anyway, hi from Asbury Park. Nice. I grew up in Pennsylvania, so I don't think I've actually been to Asbury Park. We used to go to Ocean City and Cape May. Went to Cape May quite a few times. So Yes, I grew up in Pennsylvania. That's where I learned to knit. My sister opened a yarn store there when I was in my early 20s. I was just graduating from college, and um, the my sister opened a yarn store in Philadelphia, and I went to see it, and she said, I think you need to learn how to knit. And I'm like, I don't want to learn how to knit. And then as I was in the yarn store, I was walking around and I was squeezing everything and I was totally enamored with the colors. And after about 15 minutes, she's just like, that's it, sit down. I'm going to teach you how to knit. And yeah, I was about 23, I think. And yeah, I learned how to knit. And I don't know, the rest is history. Then about a year and a half later, she came knocking again and said, what if you partner in a yarn store with me? So shortly after learning how to knit, I opened a sister yarn store here in California. So it was kind of crazy. And yeah, so then I had a yarn store here in Oceanside for about 3 years. And that was a lot of fun. I learned how to knit very well, very fast, because when a knitter walks in with her project or their project and says, I don't know what I did wrong. Can you help me? You learn really quickly what what might have gone wrong. So, yes, sort of trial by fire as how I became a good knitter. And then also did some designing in the store, which was a lot of fun. Oh, let me catch up on comments. Here we are. Zurich Lake, Illinois. That sounds lovely. Verna said the closest is Buku Yarns in Laverne. Yes. Oh gosh, I can't think of her name. I know her because she used to work at Colors too. And yes, I like Buku. That is a cute store. Actually, Megan and I went to Buku when it first opened many, many years ago. Oh, Laura grew up in Pittsburgh. Nice. I was on the other, yeah, I grew up near Allentown and then went to school in Philadelphia. And then I moved to California here. Hello, Heather and everyone. Hi, Wilma. Nice to meet you. Sisters are the best. I agree. I have 2. They're a lot of fun. South Carolina, that's nice. Oh, Megan, yes, we sure did. Donuts were involved. Oh my gosh. When Megan and I went up to Buku Yarns here from Oceanside, we had we were going up on a Saturday morning and we got ourselves coffee and like an entire dozen donuts. And we were just on the freeway chowing down donuts. I don't know how we made it through our event. Yarning for a Smile. Hi, nice to see you. Yes, I just subscribed to your channel too. Oh, Wilma, my closest OIS is over an hour away. Yes. Are you up toward, Wilma, you said you're in Illinois? Oh, South Carolina. Oh, yeah. There is a cute one. Anyway. Diana from Seal Beach. I met you at Apricot Yarn in San Diego. Yes. Seal Beach is fun. There's a cute store up that way too. But yes, my yarns do really well at Apricot Yarn. I love visiting that store. I'm so excited to see you on YouTube. I've been on Instafiler for a while. Thank you. Yes, I think YouTube might be a good platform for us. It seems like the comments are much easier to use. And then the video can just stay here. It doesn't take me extra work to re-upload it, and we can just link back and forth. So I'm happy to see that. I'm happy to see so many people popping in, which is really nice. Oh yes, Alamitos Bay. Yes, that just changed ownership, didn't it? About, well, a couple of years, I guess, 2 years. So anyway, thank you everyone for popping in today. I love it. So I just thought, yes, I'd give you a little tour. So I guess we got caught up to, I had a yarn store with my sister for about 3 years. And then we decided to close the store because my location kept getting flooded with water. It was really not great. It happened 3 different times, and then the landlord wanted me to make, like, a 5-year lease, and I was just like, no, I can't I can't do that. I'm done with the store idea." So, we ended up, closing the store, but that's okay. It turns out that it taught me a ton about knitting and how about yarn and how yarn is made, and it really gave me the lifelong joy of uh like yarn. As you can see, I love color, and so after I closed the store, I went back to doing what I went to college for, which was graphic design. So I was doing graphic design for small businesses in the area, and actually I was making yarn labels for a couple of yarn companies that I had gotten to know. And somewhere along the line, I just kept thinking, I want to make my own product. Like I do design for other people's products, and I really want my own product. What could I make? And it just came up one day. Somebody was like, "Why don't you do your own yarn?" And it was like, why don't I do my own yarn? So I made a yarn. I know it's not an everyday occurrence, but I went to a yarn mill that I had known from having the store, and I said, "Hey, can we get some samples?" So we tried a few different yarns and a few different fibers, and we settled on a merino wool, which is of the wools one of the softest because the fibers are so long and thin. There's less little ends to irritate your skin. So, and even because it's so long too, it kind of has like a silky quality to it. So we chose merino wool. And then I also chose to do it is as a superwash yarn. So it kind of makes my yarn almost like impervious. Like once you knit this, and if you decide to wash it, like for a baby sweater or a garment like that, it gets a little fluffier and softer, and then it stays like that. That sweater can go in the wash and it's never going to change. The colors don't run. It's great. So I went for it. I took my savings and I started UU Yarns. And like I said, I'm a graphic designer, so I design all my own labels. I put a knitting pattern on the side of every ball of yarn. So there's a cute little scarf on the worsted weight. There's a cowl on the bulky weight. So lots of fun. And then all your info is right there too. So and each yarn is actually color coded too. I don't know if you noticed that. The worsted is gray, the fingering is green, the bulky is orange, and then the sport is like an aqua color, which I'd have to go get the sport. It's over there. Let me catch up on comments though. Let me say hello. Oh, the algorithms do better at putting your content in front of those who want to see it. Oh, well, thank you. That is a good tip. Oh, yeah, floods and yarn, never a good thing. I actually, okay, so Yarning for a Smile asked, you make 3 yarns, not just 1, or is it 4? I actually have technically 5 yarns, I guess you'd say. I have a fingering, a sport, and I have a worsted, and then I have a heathered worsted and the bulky. So let me get my sport since I forgot to pull that down. I'm right here. One sec. I keep a magical little basket of all the colors just so I can. So anyway, now that I'm done hugging my yarn, let me get a skein. Okay, so here is the sport. So we'll put them in order from thinnest to thickest. Gotta get the bulky too. Oh, and the heathers. Okay, sorry. I was not well prepared, I guess. Okay, so we have the fingering weight. You can see it is a nice thin yarn, perfect for like socks and stuff like that. Socks, shawls, anything fingering weight. And then we have sport, which is a little bit thicker. So fingering weight sort of works on a 2 needle. Sport sort of sits around a 4, like for your gauge. And then you've seen the woolly worsted. There you go, a little bit thicker still. And then I have a heathered version of the worsted. It's the same yarn, but it has a little, has 2 colors of gray mixed into it. I'll talk about that in a minute. So there we have those. Oh boy, we're gonna get bouncy here. It's always a challenge. And then we have the thickest, which is Baba Bulky, and you can really see that twist and the texture of the yarn. So there's a nice little medley of the yarn. Okay, there we are. Okay, never mind. There was the yarn. So anyway, you can see the bulky, the worsted, the sport, and the fingering. So they're all actually the same exact content, same exact twist. The only difference is the thickness. So they're all a 3-ply construction. Let's get that hair off of there, puppies. So they are all a 3-ply construction, and we really walk the line of, excuse me, thank you. Puppy was chewing. We really walk the line of marrying softness when you knit it and durability as you use it. So a construction like this is going to be really soft to knit. And then it's also, it's going to resist, like I said earlier, when you wash it and when you start to use it, it's going to kind of fluff up and show itself a little bit. But you can brush it down and it gets all nice and smooth again. So that is a little overview. Oh, okay, let me catch up. We've got some more comments here. Yes, my basket of joy. Oh, the heather is the one I was missing. Yes, I'll talk about how the heathers are made in a second. Oh, what would be the equivalent of a DK? So I kind of straddle a DK. So the sport is a tiny bit thinner than a DK yarn, and the worsted is a bit thicker. So a DK usually works on like a 5 or a 6 needle. My sport weight is really good for projects on a DK that are on the smaller end, or if you want your project to be a little bit more drapey. Like sometimes gauge, sometimes a sweater is a little more sturdy than you want it to be. Like this one over here, this is the worsted weight knit to a pretty dense gauge, so that it makes like a more solid fabric. But this shirt I'm wearing, called the temperature tee, is knit on it's the sport weight, but it's knit on like a 10 needle. And it is, you can see when I tug it apart, it is a really sheer, almost like net, not quite that big, but you can kind of get this yarn to behave in different ways. So I don't have a DK, but you might be able to use the sport for the circumstance. Like it'd be perfect if you're working on a shawl, something where gauge isn't totally necessary. But you do want to like make sure you have enough yarn quantity and stuff like that. Sport and DK used to kind of be interchangeable, but lately the yarn world seems to really be defining each of them into their own category. Okay, shopping on Champagne. Yarns a poppin'. I know, they're so bouncy, aren't they? How much yardage for the sport weight, Esperna? The sport weight is 145 yards. So I can do a quick rundown. The fingering weight to a 50-gram ball is 200 yards. The sport is 145 yards. The worsted is 95. And the bulky, as you can see, comes in a larger 100-gram skein. And it is 132 yards. So you get a good amount. You can like make a whole hat in one skein of bulky. Thanks for asking that. It's a great. Oh, love that color combo. I know. I was kind of liking it too. The aqua with the saffron and the berry. I know. It all kind of came together. I like the dark green in there. Ah, beautiful colors. Thank you, Verna. Another note is your yarns are noticed very round and plump, which results in a beautiful stitch definition. Yes, it does. That twist gives, well, you can see here in this one, like it's got clearly defined ribbing. This for color work, it works really well. So yes, I don't think I have a cable item here with me. Oh, I do have a baby blanket though, with like a feather and fan. And you can see how well that shows the different stitches with the garter stitch and there we are. The seed stitch. Oh, look at that seed stitch. That all looks great. Oh, been hamstringing for a couple minutes now. We'll watch the replay. Oh, sorry about that. I do ship to Canada. Yes, I do have a shipping info page. There's we ship there and Australia and New Zealand, I think, at the moment. But the info is there if I'm incorrect. And the rates. It is what it is right now. Any plans to expand to a cotton offering? Maybe one day. I'm kind of at my capacity for what I'm capable of with my merinos at the moment. But if things get bigger and better, yes, I've definitely, let's say I've sampled some cottons and some cotton linens, and yeah, my mill is always sending me like, hey, we should do this. And I'm like, just give me a minute. Because it's not, while you see like 1 or 2 skeins, this is how it really comes, all in bags like this. And this is just some of it. Like we have a warehouse there where we keep all the inventory, and yeah, it comes in huge boxes. It's not just, I get 5 full boxes of each of these, then of 5 yarns too, in 25 colors. So you can see like, it might just be 1 yarn. It might just be 1 skein. But when you buy from a mill, you have to buy in volume. So, and I don't hand dye this. It is dyed at the mill, well, at the facility. And so it all comes to me finished. So they have minimums, and the mill has minimums. So I have a slight yarn empire happening over here. I mean, I wish it were an empire. I have a lot of yarn. Let me catch up here. Any plans of expanding with cotton? I love your colors and thinking of doing something in color work. That would be great. If you have any questions about, like what colors would pair with what other colors, you can always email me. I love looking at colors and thinking about what is going to work together. I've even we've done some photos, quick phone photos over email about what might work together. So you can always reach out and we can put something together that would be fun. Oh, love the baby blanket. Thank you. Yes, this is called Pink Sky Dreams. Let's see. Oh, there we are. It is a beautiful stitch sampler. Style. And this is in the sport weight. So you can see, I think we knit it on the sport on a 7 needle, I want to say, for this one. And yeah, it's just really nice. So you can wrap and cuddle, be good for a baby that's not in the coldest of climates. So yeah, that's a great sport weight project. Like I said, the fingering weight is good for socks. These are called the Stripe to Me. You can see again how the stitch definition really pops. These were designed by the Unapologetic Knitter. You might want to check out her YouTube channel too. She is on there, on this call, I mean. Hi, Megan. So these are the Stripe It To Me, and they are in the fingering weight. And then, yeah, the sport is perfect for baby blankets or, like I said, garments. I mean, this is called the Temperature Tee. It is a free knitting pattern. I will put a link to it in the notes after this is done. So if you want to grab that, it is a great pattern. And then, oh, geez, worsted. This sweater here is a combination of both the heathered aqua here. So you can see it's a bit more of a muted tone than our regular aqua. And then this is the solid worsted cotton candy. So a little pink and aqua sweater. But yeah, I wanted to talk about the heathers quickly. This is, so as you saw, all of our regular colors are nice, very solid tones. And then for the heathers, here we are, heathers. I have an illustration of myself right on there, drawn by my niece, Hadley Queen. Anyway, every heather needs her own yarn, don't they? Heathered yarn. So the difference is, if you believe it or not, the heathered yarn is actually 80%. This is the berry. So this is the coordinating color. It is 80% of the berry and then 10% silver and 10% charcoal mixed in during the milling process. So they dye all the fiber, and then as it's coming through the machines, they spin it all together. So you can, here, let me get these. So the heathers, see how cool that is? How those charcoals or the silvers pop off of that? But we just took this. Actually, it kind of goes like this. One sec. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's like this plus those equals that heather on the other end. It's kind of neat what you can do with yarn. Good. Oh, Laura, love the heathers. I've made 2 baby blankets so far. I bet you did that softly striped blanket. That one is a beauty. I don't think I have the blanket here in my studio with me, but it is so pretty. It's got each of these heather colors in big stripes. Yeah, you can see how these heather colors, oh, my little basket. This basket is not holding together so well. There we are. Is that all of them? There's 10. No, there's only 9 here. Who knows? So anyway, you can see though, they are a softer tone than the regular colors. So they're a lot of fun if you're looking for kind of a more muted look. And we have some new stuff coming out in this, so stay tuned for that. And then, oh, the dark blue and orange. I may take you up on that. Yes, please do. You can always email hello@uu.com, EWE. And yeah, we are there. Anyway, so now here we are. That was a nice little overview of UU Yarns and how I got here. So I hope you had some fun today. It's about lunchtime here in California, so I am going to go make some lunch and say hi to the dogs, and then yeah, ship some orders, and that is my day. So I hope you're doing something fun and that you've got your knitting project, and hopefully I will see you again here next week. Oh, thank you, Verna. I hope you have a great day.